The 2020 NFL season had a lot of uniform changes, some for the absolute best and some for the worst. The 2021 season doesn't have as many changes, but the ones that have been made are huge for the future of NFL uniforms and how we get to see them every Sunday. Last year, I did a full uniform breakdown of every team and put them into my own tier list. A link for that's in the description if you haven't seen it. There have been some minor changes to this list since last offseason, so I'm going to update that. The updates for the 2021 season are the Bengals got a brand new set, the Colts, Browns, and 49ers got new throwbacks, the Packers too apparently, but I'm still waiting to see those. The Rams added what they call an alternate, the NFL changed their numbering rules to almost college number rules, and most importantly, the NFL updated their helmet rules. Oh, and also the Washington football team changed their name and uniform after I released my review last year, so I'll cover those, even though they're just temporary for now. So let's get to the updates. The Cincinnati Bengals.
True Bengals fans know how to turn a tailgate party into a tailgate party with Gold Star Chili's new Bengals Tailgater mugs. Gold Star, the official chili of the Cincinnati Bengals.
The only team to get new uniforms this year. The Bengals took a look at what they had before and realized how much of a mess the whole thing was. Instead of completely redoing the whole thing, they just decided to clean it up a bit. And I like all the choices they made. Keeping the helmet was a great choice because it's a great looking helmet. Changing the stripes on the sleeves to give it a cleaner look is always much appreciated. I do kind of wish they did more with it because from the front it just kind of looks like normal shoulder stripes like the Texans, but maybe I'm asking too much. I'll have to see how they look on the field. The drop shadow that never matched anything, gone, and just replaced with their standard number font. Yes, it's a very similar font to what the Bears have been using since the 1950s, and I wish they kind of came up with something more unique, but at the same time, Nike goes a little too crazy with the number fonts, so restraint is good. Lots of good uniform combinations to choose from with this look, so it'll keep things fresh with the fans. Don't really like the Bengals word mark here, kinda gives it high school football vibes, but it is a lot better than the old look. Overall, this is a really nice upgrade. With these white uniforms, I would love to see orange socks with Bengal stripes on them, or when teams are allowed to change their helmet colors, I would love for a white helmet with black stripes for this. This change has moved the Bengals from bad to the good category. I'm not sure if they're great yet, they're kind of on the cusp. I have to see how they look in action and see how the design holds up over the year. But if I was a Bengals fan, I would be very, very happy with this upgrade. Possible greatness here. Next up, the LA Rams. You know what? I didn't like the Rams uniforms when they announced them, and I don't like them even more now after seeing them in action. I'm really surprised at how bad the shininess looks on these numbers, but even worse on the sleeves. It seems to reflect the grass, so it gives this slightly green tint. It also just looks really gross on the numbers, and that gradient is never not gonna look like pee. My biggest issue with these is the bone. They look so dirty and drab on the field. Then this year they introduced an alternate that is what a normal team would call an away uniform. It's actually kind of their best look, and that's because it makes them look like they're much better dressed siblings. The bad thing about this is these are alternates, so they're going to be wearing them at home for 2 games and on the road once. So with the 17-game schedule, you're not going to have an even amount of home and away games. So this year, NFC teams will have 1 extra away game. So that's 8 games at home, 9 games away. What look will the Rams be in most of the year? Let's see. So as stated before, the Rams will be wearing those alternates twice at home and once away. So that only leaves 6 times that they're going to be able to wear their home blue uniforms and 8 games in those bone uniforms. So unless 2 teams that the Rams play elect to wear white at home, Rams fans will mostly see their favorite team in uniforms that look like they were washed in the LA River. Congratulations! Then, after a full year of seeing their new helmet logo, and looking back at the old logo, it's clear that this double banana look it's a downgrade. The other one looked cooler and was just an overall better horn. What am I even talking about anymore? These guys are staying where I put them. Next up, the Indianapolis Colts.
Wow, it's really you!
What are you doing in my locker?
Why don't you have a seat right over here for me?
The Colts got new throwbacks this year, and it's a pretty cool look. A nice change of pace. I actually kind of like these 3 stripes more than the regular over-the-shoulder stripe, especially with these striped socks. Love them. And the helmet logos on the back is interesting and different. I love the unique use of space on this. From some of these photos, it's almost a royal blue Penn State look, but when you see them in action, I think you'll be able to see these logos on the back more. I don't have a lot to say about it. It's pretty cool. Not as good as their standard home and away, but it's really good. Bonus points to the Colts for having a great throwback look, keeping them right where I had them last year. Next up, the Cleveland Browns.
Tops is the official store of the End Zone Faithful. Today, Tim Couch is going to help make Big Dog a salad. This guy's gonna be great!
The Browns also got an anniversary patch, but I don't think they're gonna be wearing them on their uniform, so it's not really that important. What they did do is get a really awesome throwback with drop shadow numbers and numbers on the helmet. They put a patch on it so you could tell what year it's from. I don't really think that's necessary, but it's there. It's a really nice look for them, and I would like it even better if they decided to keep it and then take advantage of that new helmet rule coming up, because then they could wear their original white helmet that they used to with these and make it more of a true throwback. I really like the direction the Browns uniforms have gone. Back to the basics and embracing these colors with clean lines and simple looks. The orange pants, white jersey, orange helmet looks beautiful. Good job, Browns. Staying where you're at. Next up, the San Francisco 49ers.
All eyes right here. This is our year. I thought it was last year. Turns out I was wrong. None of us would walk in here and settle. That's how we are. I forgot what I was going to say. What the heck is going on in here?
Why don't you have a seat right over here for me?
The Niners will be sporting a 75th anniversary logo this year. It's very similar to what the NFL did for their 75th anniversary, probably because the 75th anniversary is called the Diamond Anniversary, so I get it. I like it. Great design, even if they did just do a patch 5 years ago. They also released a 1994 style throwback that is super cool. I know the 49ers are always just trying to go for this red and black look and ditch their gold, even though that's what they're named after. But for a throwback, love this. They're adding this look to the 1994 white throwbacks that they wore last year, and it's actually pretty cool to see a home and away throwback in the same year. This is what I grew up watching the 49ers in, so maybe I'm just a little bit biased. But come on, Dion made these look sweet. Good job, Niners. Just please never bring back those black uniforms. They're not going anywhere on this list. Next up, the Green Bay Packers.
Hi, I'm Coach Mike McCarthy. When it was time for me to get a new tractor, I went straight to my friends at Service Motor Company.
So they still haven't released any info on their new alternate uniforms. The only thing I know is that they're going to incorporate green, which is good because their other throwbacks are blue, and it looks really bad with green face masks. And the other thing I know is that they're only going to be wearing them for one home game apparently, so not huge uniform news. But I am excited to see what throwback they pick. Once they release it, I'll pin my thoughts on them in a comment below. Next up, the Washington football team.
Look, don't you see that when you call your organization the Washington Redskins, it's offensive to us?
How is it offensive?
How is it offensive? Jesus!
We are a proud team, Mr. Cartman.
When we named our company Washington Redskins, it was out of deep appreciation for your team and your people.
Last year, the Washington football team finally dropped their dumb name and updated their uniforms. I love the choices they made, and I think they did the best they could in the limited amount of time that they had. But the whole look does still have that stink of the old Redskins name on it, so it's kind of difficult to look past that. But putting block numbers on the helmet and removing any Native American imagery was a huge upgrade in and of itself. The only problem is this is clearly a stopgap look, and it looks like one. This is better than what they had, but I'm more excited to see where they go after this. For now, I'm gonna put this into the close category. It's close to good, there's nothing bad about it, but fans know when you look at it, it feels a little off. For now, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but I'm not holding my breath. And here are some teams that I just have little things to say about. They don't get their own category. Last year, I had to rank some uniforms based on promotional photos and videos. Well, after seeing these teams, my opinions really haven't changed. Just as I expected, that Atlanta side stripe never lines up properly, and their numbers are atrocious. Still an overpriced FUBU jersey that looks extremely dated already. The Patriots look meh, but they haven't looked good in decades, so who cares? The Chargers somehow look even better than their promotional photos. Some of the best uniforms in the league, hands down. The Buccaneers also look better than before, but I can't wait for them to take advantage of the helmet rule update. Speaking of which, they changed the helmet rules, and it's awesome. Back in 2013, the NFL implemented what was called the one shell rule. You see, football helmets are painted a color, and then they just slap a decal on them. So when a team wants to change helmet colors for something like a throwback jersey, then players have to get a whole other helmet that was a different color. The NFL thought that this might be leading to more concussions because it doesn't allow the new helmet enough time to conform to the player's head. But apparently this isn't something to be worried about anymore because starting in 2022, teams are allowed to have 2 helmet shells. This means teams like the Patriots can wear their throwback uniforms with different colored helmets, and the Buccaneers can wear their awesome creamsicle unis. Can't wait to see what some teams do with this. The numbers update. There was also a change in which players can wear what numbers, and here's the breakdown. Quarterbacks, punters, and kickers can wear 1 through 19, running backs 1 through 49 and 80 through 89, defensive backs 1 through 49, linebackers 1 through 59 and 90 through 99, offensive linemen 50 through 79, and defensive linemen 50 through 79 and 90 through 99. Some people, Tom Brady, don't like the number change, but from an aesthetic standpoint, I love it. I love more players getting to use the single-digit numbers, and if the new number system makes it more difficult to read defenses pre-snap, then awesome. Finally, the defense gets a rule that helps them. But in reality, these guys are pros. They should be able to handle it just fine. Plus, it's not like you need any more Super Bowls, Tom. They're nothing to you now. You just throw them around. So, that's it for the 2021 NFL uniform updates. What are some of your favorite changes this year? Did I miss anything? Would you like to see the NFL do something different with uniform rules? Let me know in the comments, and also let me know what NFL team you would like me to do the uniform history on next. Make sure to subscribe for more uniform content, but I'm also working on new movie reviews and some other really fun stuff. So subscribe, hit the bell, like the video, send me a lock of hair, tell me you love me, listen to my fantasy comedy podcast 91 Donkey Lane, adopt me, and give me little kisses. Thanks for watching.